I am Tally. I am the facilitator for the Winter Camp series for the 2022-23 Racing Magpie Winter Camp series. I'm trying to read the chats at the same time. So I just want to welcome everybody. I want to say Ampetu Washte Chichiapi. Yay. So a little bit about the Winter Camp series here for those of you who don't know about it. So the Racing Magpie Winter Camp program is about reimagining the Lakota Winter Camp model of problem solving and community building in today's world by examining deeper reasons why Lakota people, Dakota people, Nakota people do the things the way they do and how we interact with the universe around us. As plants and trees focus their energy on building strength and growing from the roots during the wintertime, our community will join to strengthen and grow together each year through sharing and learning. Support for the Winter Camp program is generously provided through a grant from South Dakota Arts Council. Yay, South Dakota Arts Council. I love them. So our presenter tonight is Naomi Last Horse Blackout. So she was Oglala Lakota, born and raised in Kyle, South Dakota on the Pine Ridge Reservation. Washte Walakapi Win. Received her Bachelor of Science and K-12th Lakota Studies Education degree from OLC. She has been teaching language for over 11 years alongside many native fluent speakers, mentors, past and present. She was raised by her grandparents in a traditional setting. The Lakota language was always spoken and held high in the home. She loved school and became more fond of the language when her Leksi, the late John around him, oh, he was a good one, became her language teacher. He told her in the June of 2006 she would be just like him, meaning one day she would be a teacher just like him. She grew up in her tiospaye, where many things were taught to the children, such as beading, sewing, preparing traditional foods, making bread, foraging, harvesting, butchering meat. I want to learn that. That's kind of hard too. She carries old wisdom and combines her new knowledge. Naomi serves as a Waunspewichakhiya, a teacher at Oceti Sakowin Community Academy in Rapid City, South Dakota. When asked why she does what she does, her response is wanting all children to have strong identities, establishing virtues, and being respectful relatives. Mitakuye Oyasin, the concept of that. So, Pidamia, yay, Naomi. I just haven't seen you forever. I always like visiting with you. And Naomi sings. She does it all, does it all. So, kind of take us back to I'm really good friends with her son Dave. He's my little brother. Just miss him. His funniness. He could just tease and tease him right back. He's used to it. Anyway, so kind of tell the viewers like how you were raised, and then when you decided to kind of go into education, what led you to that path?
Okay, well, first of all, I'll start off with my native tongue. Lech datuki chante washena pechus papiksto. Zoom ogana umashipicha, wichahinte wanchagana wahio. I came right away, and I came with my broom flying right away on Zoom. Lech datuki prejuta chichupi. I gave you guys some medicine. Some laughter. Ihani atewa yaki ashna dua kichi wayang in ishtua hi hantash wakalya biglat kampina ihatapi. Imachake uhaha mititakuye na mitakuye ki ichach mayampi. Na hadohan dua daku ichu hantash unki shechunkum. Na lehan Waniatu Akenupa Oglala Lakota Mokoche El Duektu Gash Uspewichakhiya Ash Wana Meniluzahan Twahe Lel Owayawa Lachala Gahapi Oceti Sakowin Wichoti Owayawa El Oashia Chamuksto Naku NISN Naka Inspired School Network Fellow Himacha Imacharehan Tui Shakpepi Bluha Wichabluha Cha Daku Ota Unspemakhiapi Ate Wayaki Lawawi Chasha Naish Okawi Chasha Hecha Cha bloketu u chanch na wiwang wachita wachia uyam na hecheta unkiloam. Cha heta tiblo yamni wayeki na kulawampi. Na unkish chue na mitrankalaki unkish unkiloampi unkoki. Mitakuye piki milaza tapiki echela Lakota Nayakhunkte. Naku milaza tapiki Lakota Waunspewichakhiya lila washte Waunspewichakhiya Tush Leksi John around him, Father Francis Apple, Naha Marlene, Tui Marlene Killsboyer, Tui Finette Little White Man, Tui Matilda Motlow, Tui Vereen White, Naha Karen Lone Hill, Hena Iuha, Pilawi Chaye. Nagu 1999 wahe home GED wanji iwakichu na heta ambetu iohila OLC na Oglala Lakota College Blawa na bachelor's degree wa isam iwachu wana mihigina kichi wowapi suta isam unchimpi chahe ewatu inkte dohan gaka na unchi na ate na inawa eki makawi choni eki na kapi kunheha le awableze wanamishi hantu dakuku unspewichakhiya yapiki hanami chinchapi naku unspewichakhiya hecha. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'll translate the best way I know how. I basically started my educational journey probably when I was younger. I was raised with a lot of daily things that our parents grew up with. The things that they did to provide for their families, the things that they modeled in front of me, those are the things that I caught on, my siblings caught on, my cousins, we all grew up in a circle. Go to one house, they'll be beading, go to the other house, they'll be making bread, go to another house, my aunties will be pulling out quills with their mouth, and they'll be quilling right along with my Uncle Wilmer Mesteth. And he grew up out there, he was raised out there. With us for a while. And so, I go to all these houses around me. My dad had 6 sisters, so I learned a lot from them, from each of them. And, just like any other family, alcoholism played a part in our family. And so that's when my grandparents came in. And my unchi and kaka, the late Johnson and Mary Lasthorse, my dad's parents, they took 6 of us children on top of raising my auntie's children. So we were all raised, all of us grandkids were raised in one home. About maybe 17 of us were raised in one home. And every morning we would wake up, go to school, we were always, preached to, they call it wahunkunkia. There was always rules, strictness. But when we get older, we want to be those cycle breakers. We want to provide better for our children. It gets hectic on the reservation. I believe that my true calling, was an invisible one. But it always led me to the language, always leading me to the language. Growing up, if I was away from the reservation for a little while, I'll go and I'll find somebody who's speaking Lakota. And I will always surround myself with people who speak. And I understand fast speech. That's the way they just go 100 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour without even, stopping. And I guess like you can say I saw a lot of things growing up. A lot of people came into my life and they showed me things and they taught me things, and I in turn, instill those things in myself and try to instill them in my children. But I guess it just happened one day. I woke up, turned the news on, and I heard of the things that were happening here in the city. And just hearing about all our natives, about the community here in Miniluzaha. I kind of found the opportunity to apply myself, in a city setting where all these native children up here. I heard about the shootings and about the crime, the violence, guns, all this. And I know Rapid City is, a lot of indigenous people live here. And I know that these children, the young ones, we have to start young. And so in turn, I applied myself more, and I got this job here with Indian Collective, and the South Dakota Education Equity Coalition is a part of it. And so like this school system here, it's going to be it's the first year ever of its kind here in Rapid City where we're disrupting public education. Many of the indigenous children up here are failing because of the education that we have here in the public schools. I really wanted to make a difference. And once I go into the classroom, I see that difference every day. I go in, we pray, we smudge, we sing, and we're teaching them about tiwahe, about family. We're teaching them about different things that they normally wouldn't learn in a regular school setting, about the sacred sites, about our spring solstice. We're teaching them, we're following this, how our people were taught. This is what we're awakening up in these children. And we want them to be unapologetically indigenous, unapologetically. They don't have to prove why they're indigenous, And so with that, I think that's how my calling came. I've always been a teacher. From my oldest son, he's 25, 24. But
Is that Dave?
yeah.
Oh, those of you who don't know Dave, he's a good one, buddy. I pray for him. He's a good guy. He's inside. He's such a good guy. I think when they're young like that, they get caught up with their friends, and but it was just meant to happen, and he's a good guy.
Yes.
I like I told you before the show started, I miss teasing him, and he teases me back. One time he asked me if I was just his little humor. He asked if I was looking for a security system, and I messaged him back. I said, "Was he good looking?" He's like, "Knock it off." Heck, that guy. But so back to your I think when natives grow up in an urban setting, well, even on the reservations too, and what's really cool about what you said is you're teaching them how to be unapologetically indigenous, unapologetically native, because they don't learn that. They learn to not to kind of accept that they're less than just because they are native, they're a minority in the urban setting, and I think even with the reservation, our kids like when they see a native teacher, I think that's cool as native kids to see that professionalism and to see that love just hearing you speak, I could hear that love that you have for the kids, for the youth. And I know back when I used to teach, like our kids, I taught on my own reservation, and the kids just didn't know how to act when you express that love and caring without, they're so used to all the negativity and violence that surrounds them. So that's cool. It's nice to hear you talk like that. And so at the school, are they all native teachers too, and all fluent?
Well, we're inclusive. We have to practice inclusivity, and we're diversity. So we welcome all Indigenous peoples. And so we have that open door for those willing to come and take part with the school. And I think right now we've had like any kind of parent engagement, or we've had mostly all the parents come. I wanted to share a PowerPoint real quick, if that's possible.
Let's go for it. Do you know how to share your screen?
I sure do.
Okay, I'm just checking. Sometimes I think I'm advanced technologically, and I'm not.
Okay, can you see that? Okay. So this is Oceti Sakowin Community Academy. This is a little quote by Nick Tilson. I often think of him as our principal, but because he's really vocal. So these are a little bit of photos of what happens in our classroom. I'm often modeling. I always model everything that I'm doing with the kids, even if it's using, like with math. I have a number line on the wall. I'm usually walking by the number line, or it's on the floor. I'm always using, my body because it's more of like lots of TPR, lots of movement. You have to get them to understand what you're trying to, convey your message. How are you going to do that? Sign language is, really old with that. But this is just a little bit about our school. How I said I was a part of the NISN fellowship. They help us. They assist us in building our school with give us those tools. We've done some land-based learning. There's a park below the school, and so we've went down and we've picked some choke cherries. We grinded them, and then we dried the patties. And all of them were very, they've never done it before, ever. And so it was really eye-opening for all of them. And we've done a lot of other things in the classroom that connect them with their identities, such as building a family tree, making a teepee, making a star quilt, and also making a medicine well. And so that way they know Walakota. And I've also done hand games with them. We've got second place during, I think it was Al and I, or Battle in the Black Hills, I believe. But our students got second. We won as Indian kids. But every morning we smudge and we give thanks. We have gratitude. Everybody, shows gratitude or gives a gratitude for something that they are thankful for or grateful for. And in this circle, we have kinship, where the boys, if there's two girls standing by each other, they call each other Jepunshi, and then they shake each other's hand. They turn towards one another. He honey washed it, she cheshi. They all are I would say 95% able to do gender specific greeting. And because for boys, it's hankashi for girls and it's tahashi for boys. And then for the girls, it's jephashi and then shicheshi. And so they all are good with gender specific. And right now, we've had a lot of good feedback, a lot of good parent rapport. Not only that, but then the curriculum that we use, it brings out like the, their conscious abilities to be centered with the work, especially the readings, and it's not just our culture that the children learn about, it's about everybody. It's about the whole Turtle Island. And we give reverence for all cultures, and we welcome them to bring in, I think we have one student, I think she's Upsalake, or she's from Montana though. Her mom is from Montana. You probably know her. I think you do know her. I don't want to say her name. Yeah.
Yeah, you can mess. There are 12 different tribes here in Montana, 12 different languages.
Wow.
So that I know, right? And yeah, and it's cool to hear the diversity of their languages. I work with a couple of Northern Cheyenne fellas, and they're fluent speakers. So it's kind, and then the other ones are Nakota, and I hear them speak too. I can kind of understand them because they're Nakota, but Northern Cheyenne I can't. Wow,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah, I went
so.
to Crow, and I actually learned some Crow, like what is it, Shodaje? Shoda?
Protege?
Yeah, Shodaje.
I think I said right.
Say,
Is my pro
Das
daughter on?
Naomi Hook. Das Naomi Hook.
I know. When I moved back up here, they said, "Stay away from them crows." For the audience out there, my oldest child is part crow. I'm bringing tribes together. Nice.
Yes.
So, how many? Sorry to interrupt. So, how many students are in your classroom and then in the whole school?
Well, in our class, we have 28 students right now. We originally
Wow.
started with 40 students, and we are now located Susan Hospital Isagib by the sweat lodge. Where everybody sweats or goes to Inipi. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
right there. We have 2 classrooms, and we have a big dining room that we utilize and that the church lets us use for now. And then I believe the building where the school is going up, I believe. So we hear it from all the kids because they ride the bus and they come, oh, Tui, the building's going up. So they see the building going up. So it's going to be in a nice area where Lakota Homes is.
Mm-hmm.
It's down that way.
Oh,
By that Dollar
nice.
General,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Out in that land over there. That's a nice spot too.
Yeah, it is. And so next year I plan to move forward with my kindergartners to the 1st grade. Research has shown that, if you, I think it's called scaffold, you follow your students to the next grade, you follow them until you can follow them no more. Just kidding.
But I think you'll see it, in years, the impact. You already have an impact on them, I can tell. And the cool thing about being a teacher too, what I really miss about teaching too, is like now that my students are young adults and I see them wherever, it's just, when they were in my classroom, they probably didn't like me that much. But now that they're young adults too, they tell me about the impact that they had. So that's the cool thing about teaching.
Yeah, it is. Me personally, for me, it's about I want to teach these children, all the Wakanja dua Unspewichakhiya hantash. Like whoever I teach, I want them to take from me my white hair. Just kidding. No, my I want them to take from me this virtues, come away with virtues, because I see a lot of like my students, and not only these students, but even on the res when I was a teacher down there, I taught all over Little Wound, I taught in Porcupine, I taught in Madison, I taught in Pine Ridge. um the children are so eager, they're really eager, and they're going to learn because of you, because you're motivated, you're active, you're I always had a theory growing up. My Uncle John, he would always stand up by the bulletin and write down, and we would be saying our gutturals, ha, he, hi, ho, hu, we would always do that. He'll do that. Actually, I think he invented syllabic reading, but I want them to learn what I did in school from him, but through me, because my uncle, he taught with a good heart. He never once was he mad. I never saw him, upset or get mad at anybody. And he would always do it with a good heart. And he was my uncle through my father. He married my father's sister, Linda. So but I've learned how to write Lakota the old way, and then things happen. I fell into this other path where I was brother bear for the Berenstain Bears, Lakota Bears, I think it was. And people that hear my voice, even my own students, I don't even want to show them the movie or the videos, but each time I'm, oh my God, Tui, is that you? And they know it's me, and I'm like, yes, but I don't want to be known for that, just that. I want to be known for bringing back a language. I want to be known for but not in a spotlight kind of way. I like doing things quietly. I like to keep it peaceful. I don't get involved with politics anymore. I don't I just do I walk my talk, basically walk my talk. And as a teacher, a female teacher, it is hard to be a female teacher when you're teaching young boys too. And right now we have a whole classroom full of singers. Every day we sing, and I couldn't be more happier than the outcome that I was working for, because it seemed like it took forever to get a rhythm, get a pattern with the class. We've so many children, they remember all the things that they learn at school. They go home, and then we hear parents, oh, they'll say so much positive things, and I haven't heard, I don't want my child there. Like one day we had no bus, we don't have no bus, and here all the kids still came. And so yeah, I mean, and then when the parents come to pick them up, they don't want to go home. So this tells me that they love their class, they love where they are at. And right now, for me to even remember my old mentors, it kind of like it makes me happy. It makes me happy because I have all these people behind me, like I told you, my Tui Matilda Motlow, my other Tui, Twyla Hopkins, Finette, all these women, they were my teachers growing up. They were my Tumis. I saw them every time we went to a Sundance or wherever. And I'm also Wichaglata. I don't want to say a lot of that, because I know the Wichaglata, even that changed, I don't, I'm not a, well-known singer or anything like that, but I just like to sing. I just like to go places and I like to sing, I don't want to, I'm nobody to,
Yeah.
whatever, but I just like to be humble. I don't
You're
like,
Can you sing us a song? I love when you sing. Like when we're running the kitchen and we hear when we at Sundance and we hear, I'm like, that's Naomi. And Kobe's like, how can my younger sister really? And I was like, yeah. So then she listens too and hears you. So we hear you all the way up in the cook shack too. So I like that little Sundance. It's very spiritual because it's small and humble. But
Mhm.
would you
Yeah.
sing us a song?
Yes, I actually, my dad would be very upset. He would be so upset if I sang a new modern song.
Yep. You'll hear come down and tell you.
Yeah, but I would always tell, my dad would always tell me, you can't call yourself a Wichaglata if you can't remember a song. So all day I was humming this song, and I'm really usually good at remembering song, but all lately I've been singing nursery rhymes. So I was sitting here and then I remembered um a education song because I would usually stand behind my father and sing it. He always got invited to dinners when people would graduate, or even at the powwow, Piawe Choni powwow. And I would stand behind him and I would, sing. But this song, it's talking about, whoever, graduated, it's usually their Lakota name insert instead of Due Sechek.
Mhm.
So in this case, I want to sing this song for my husband because he's graduating with his bachelor's degree in June.
Nice. Yay.
Yeah, and I want to insert his Lakota name, which is Wambli Akanti. Akanti. That means I think the when the eagle's wings, when they
Yeah.
stretch like that, that's his Lakota name. So anyway, I'll sing a honoring song for him, a education song for him. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hiya, eh, hiya, eh, hi, hey, ya, ya, eh, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hiya, eh, hiya, eh, hi, yo, hey, ya, eh, yo, hey, yo, ho, eh, yo, hey, eh, hey, yo. Wambly akanti plichi yo yo hey yo hiya plichi yo oya teki wachini apelo yo hey yo yeah Hey, hi, ya, eh, hi, ya, ya, eh, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, ya. Hey, hi, ya, eh, hi, oh, hey, ya, eh, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh. Wambly akanti, blechi, ya, 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 hey, ya, he, ya. Waunspewichakhiya Pelohe Elohia Blihichiayo Oyateki Wachini Apelo Yo.
I wanted to lead. You'll wake up with two sets of brand new earrings. Stay up all night and beat them for you. I'll make that.
So that was the education song. It's Wambli Akati, Blihich Iya, take courage, Waunspewichakhiya Echela Giampe, you're taking off with the education, the learning, the knowledge, and then take courage because the people are depending on you. And I don't know who sings it, but it's always a song that everybody sings, even my father, his drum, they all sing it. And and then I could sing some more songs. So I have a lineup going on.
Yes, do continue. I love your voice. You're just, I always tell Dave that be good to your mom. She's just a good woman. It's like, I know.
Yeah, right.
I was like,
So-
you don't.
Yeah, he's so he's another reason why I'm up here, why I'm here. My son, lived up here and he struggled, a lot, and kind of waiting for him, and be closer to him, and to also, when he gets back, we're all gonna heal together, we're
Yep.
gonna mend our family, because he's a big piece of, my life. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that's another reason why I'm up here, so
Invite me.
yeah.
I'll come down to see him.
Yeah.
I know he hasn't called me for a while. I was like, what the heck? He forgot about me. All right, let's hear the next lineup.
Okay, so this one is a song by one of my good friends. I've known him since I was 15 years old. He'd always have the worst res car, and we'll all, me and my friends, my mashkepi, will all run to his car and we'll all fight over his shotgun. But that would be at powwow or whatever. And we'll just go to powwow with him and we'll chog with him, behind him. But they were the Pass Creek Singers, and so this is my really good friend, Santi Witt's song.
Yeah, I used to hang out with them. Magpie and
Yeah.
Santi, Waylon. Oh, they were crazy when we were all young.
Hey, on it.
We used to tease them.
Yeah. So
They
this
need
one
to
is what?
reunite.
Yeah, exactly. So this song, I don't know when he made it, but I know that it's been around for at least four years. And it's a straight song, and it's just asking for a little bit of help, my friend always makes the best songs when he's going through the most hardest times. So and they all turn out pretty somehow. So this is a really good song, and it had like over 30 something thousand views on Facebook, and he's a really good composer. So Shila, wari wachie, makia yo, oh makia yo, hae, ha ya ha, ya ha, ha yo, hey yo. Tonka Shila, wani wachie, oh makia yo, hae, ha ya ha yo, hey, Shila, wani wachie, oh makia yo, oh makia yo, hey, ha ya
I had to step away and let the dog out. Oh, you're so beautiful voice, beautiful voice.
I was like, where'd Tally go?
I had to let the dog
Oh,
out real
Tata.
fast. I didn't want her to suffer.
Yeah. I I see a name that I recognize on here. Steph Tukro. That's really good. Dokeshkeya uhe.
Yes, yes. So everybody loves your singing, so
Yeah.
you guys should do an album. Spotify.
I know, right? Well, we have made some music and everything. It's on SoundCloud and everything, but
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah. But I don't own any rights of that. I don't do any of the albums, but yeah, I just like to keep it on the DNL, the Dakota, Lakota, Nakota.
Yeah. That's a good one. I'll have to
Yeah.
use that one. Steal that one from you.
Yeah. So this this other song when I think maybe in 2000, I want to say 2015, maybe 2016. No, maybe 2017. Take it back. 2017. Pat Badhan, Jr. He had shared a song, and he eventually let my daughter. He gave permission for my daughter and I to use it anytime. And but this song is made by Pat Badhan, and he originally made it for his grandmother. It was just a tune that came to him, and when he shared it, then we learned it. All of us girls learned it, and then he gave it to us to sing anytime we wanted. So, but this is like a prayer song. It's also asking for, not asking, but it's also giving thanks, because we have health. I'm healthy. I'm healthy, as long as I'm healthy, but it's just giving me good health and just giving thanks, all that. Let me find a tune first. Okay. Okashilai, Pilamaya, 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 lo, hey, yo. Tokashilai, wichozani waya, maya kuelo, pila maya yelo, pila maya ye, pila maya yelo, yo he, tokashilai, pila maya ye, pila maya ye, pila maya ye, pila maya yelo, hey, yo. Tokashilai, wichozani waya, maya kuelo, pila maya yelo, pila maya ye, pila maya yelo, yo hey, yo.
My voice ain't. I'm so exhausted from work. I just love your voice. So did you when you were growing up, was Lakota your first language?
Yep, it was my first and only language. I've always, when I grew up with my siblings, well, of course, we were raised together, but I remember my earliest memory was hearing all my relatives, maybe my mom, my dad, my aunties. I was just a little girl. I was always looking up, and I always wanted to know what they were laughing at, what they were smiling, what they were making fun of, or what was so funny. And I think when I was getting older, that maybe about 4 or 5 years old, I really started to understand. I really tried to understand it. And like a baby, my words were, like come out. And I think with because we had fluent parents in the home, we often understood what they were saying. And it was really, I guess it was never really, the language wasn't taught to us, it was modeled to us. And so, and none of the slow talk. It was 100
Yeah.
miles an hour. So Speedy Gonzalez, Owakakhniye. I understood, no matter how fast everybody was talking, but like, yeah, it was always in the home, and it was always spoken in the home. Then as I got older, in school, my uncle, in 6th grade, my uncle John, um, he was a really good teacher. He taught me, how to write, how to pronounce, how to, you know, um, sit still and listen, because he told us, about, all these things, the values, um, I think how to walk every day, in a good way. Um, really had a lot of good memories with all my teachers, actually. But John, my dad usually called him Johnny. But my uncle John, he was really a big, huge inspiration in my life. He, I think, really paved the way for me in some way because I don't know. When I graduated with my 2-year degree, he just told me I got my 2-year degree, and then he was the Iapaha in 2006. And and got to remember, in November of 2006, he left this world. Malkawi Choni Ekignake. So, but in that June, I graduated, and here he told me, he said, "Toja, you're gonna be just like me. You can be a teacher." And me, I just laughed him off. Yeah, But I pursued my 4-year degree. I got on a grant, and then I got my 4-year degree in 2 years, and then I was a teacher. So I have like 12 years teaching experience, and
Nice.
I've taught Waldorf through head, heart, and hand.
Have to say that in Lakota, Naomi.
Yeah, right. And then I also have some Montessori experience as well. So
Nice.
I'm well-rounded.
You're well-rounded.
Yeah. Right.
Heck.
Yeah, and then I like to my children, my kids at school, Tumi always has to make them laugh, just the way I'm making you guys probably laugh. But yeah, my students love laughter. They really love laughter. They come to school with a good heart, and they make my job a lot easier when they come happy home, happy classroom.
Yeah, nice. So are there any like challenges or difficulties that you've had to face in teaching, and then if there were, how did you persevere and overcome those?
Well, challenges, the only challenges I would say that I've had, because me, I don't really like to depend on a lot of people. And so for me, the challenge is resources. A lot of people think I know a lot. So they come to me, and then I have to find, I go to my auntie, I have 2 aunties left out of all those 6 aunties. And so I have two of them left, and both of them, are really wise women. And so I go to them, but then it's usually, a scolding. I thought,
Weren't you listening?
yeah, yeah. So I try not to go there.
Tell us what they say to you in Lakota.
Nah, honey, because you didn't listen, then, or they'll say kilicha, geez, or, far out, that's, ake, they'll be, say that, but I've always told that our recorder is up here, and I've never really, sometimes I would like try to look for resources through books or tapes, CDs, things like that. But I realize, why do I have to use all of that when I have all of that already in front of me, living right beside me, so I don't need to go to a book sometimes, I can go to my aunties, and, I go to them right now with like, bag of groceries, maybe, give her some offering, butter her up, and, and at times too, they taught me good. So, it's usually what I didn't do right,
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, if I'm making a patty or if I'm doing bapa or whatever, then they'll, want to taste my soup or taste my bread, So, and I know bread wasn't, traditional, but but I grew up with that. I think we all
Yeah.
did. We all grew up
Yep.
with the bread, and I don't know where all the fried bread stuff come from, but yeah, just make
It,
bread.
it's like, kind of the history is, when we got put on our ancestors and our relatives got put on reservations, and that's all they had. So they made something good out
Mhm.
of what they had. The government thought they were, oh, let's just give them flour and milk and, you know, lard and all this stuff. They ain't gonna be able to eat it. And
Mhm.
our people adapted and changed and made it something good,
Yeah.
which which I think kind of goes to our values and the perseverance of what our relatives did before us, keeping that mindset of always stay on the path, like you said, stay on the path, be positive, and there's always good
Mm-hmm.
in all of that.
Yeah, there is. And one thing that I can say that I really that I can really like it's not, there's sometimes where I don't give myself enough credit. I have ears too. I have, eyes, I have hands, I have a brain, I have a heart. And so, I take all of that, and then all this old wisdom that my grandparents, they wahunkunkia me, and they
Hmm.
tell me, Naomi, don't they always tell me, and then they're really superstitious people too, the old ones,
Yep.
I couldn't ever cross under an electric pole. I couldn't ever go under a ladder. Anything that was like this, I couldn't go under. Um, I'll tell you a funny one. One time we saw my mom, she was really superstitious of everything, and one time, we saw there we come back from Rapid through Scenic, and then we didn't have seat belts. I don't even think there was seat belts in our car, but a lot of us in there, and we passed this black cat, or no, there was a black cat that was crossing the road, and my mom, oh, Ransom, Gluhominy, turn around, and then she said, bad luck, we're gonna have bad luck. So anyway, I think my dad didn't want to go all the way this way towards Interior. He didn't want to go
Yeah.
back through that way. So he looked at her and he said, ha, which hinicha.
Hey.
And he said, what, are you a witch? So so from that day, we never we'll do that, when we come back from Gordon with my grandparents. they'll have, we'll take them to Gordon, Nebraska, one of the little bitty towns, and we'll come back. And if we see something like that, we'll have to go around. And that happened a lot of times. And so finally, I think my dad gave into that. But yeah, my dad always, had good laughter. The whole family is always laughing, and I think that now my cousins, my Jepanshi, my dad's sisters, their children, I think we all comprehend Lakota. All my older cousins can speak Lakota. As a matter of fact, all my cousins know I can speak Lakota. So they always, ask me, can you go in to this person or that person and tell them this in Lakota, or, and I will, I'll do things, but it's more of a like a thing that I do from my heart,
Yeah.
so I from here, my mom, she taught me. I know I didn't say anything about my mom, but my mom, she taught me generosity. She taught me wachontognake. She taught me wonshila, wotechila. She taught me love, compassion, generosity. Because I'm a cycle breaker. I'm a cycle breaker. We want to change, how we were raised. And, I want to say that, even though that I was raised with alcoholism in my family, that we didn't always live like that. We didn't always live like that. We changed, and, things happen, people get older, we grow up, and, but I lost my parents in 2014, 2 months apart from each other.
Wow.
And, it was a huge loss. And, just like being here tonight, I cried to my husband. I was like, you know what? Nobody ever asked me to be interviewed. And I said, and you know what? As a matter of fact, remembering all these people, and behind me, who inspired me to be who I am today, like my Uncle John, and my auntie, Matilda, Mati, every day at school, these women, it was so kind. It was welcome, it was welcoming. And having that, just remembering who, how I learned and who I learned from, brings me great joy, tears, inside, because, I thank them, because, and I thank these right here, these ears, because without, these, I wouldn't have heard anything. And these are what we need right now. And I always tell my students in the class, lenag luchampe, lenag luchampe. Oh, tala ochichi akapikte, I'm gonna tell you straightfully, lana ya chimpikte. You're gonna need these, because these are your vessels to the education, to the language. And so I think my Jepanshi Mary, who operates the school, she's always telling me, Jepanshi, your class is so quiet every time they come. And it's because they are in an environment where they have to be, it's a cultural class. So I want them to be surrounded with a safe space, a sacred space, and also a space where they can feel unapologetically indigenous.
Nice.
Yeah. And so with that, I'm really, really thankful to be here. Thank you for asking me, even though, we've met a few times and hung out once.
But I get good energy from you. And if you would have said "Hia," I would have said, "No, you're gonna do it." Can't tell me that, because it's
Yes.
it, you have good energy, and it just, how do you say, radiates. Every time I see you, we always have fun and
Yeah.
laugh, and you and a lot, because you're going through what my mother went through too, and I see the strength in that. I'll have to connect you with my mother so she can
Yeah.
kind of help you, guide you through that, because I know I put her through a tough time too. So, okay, I think we're kind of, gee, we went over just a little bit, but that's okay because it's a good show. But no, now that, I'll probably ask you to do more things
Yeah.
too. So, I do look up to you, and you're an amazing woman. You're so talented, and a lot of people, you're so humble. Like you said, you want to kind of be quiet in the background, but I think with all your knowledge, you're such a vital resource now since the pandemic hit, and it took a lot of our knowledge keepers and language bearers, and you have all that. It's a great responsibility, and you're carrying yourself well with it. So,
Mhm.
I thank you so much for doing this show and doing this as a part of our winter camp series. It was nice. So if anybody has any questions for Naomi, you can put it in the chat here. I don't know if you can see the chats, Naomi, but Stephanie said, Ampetu washte, shiche panshi. I could barely see. I don't know where my glasses are. Set them down. Tanya, Tanya, I can't. Tanya ya lowa. Lila ioki pia.
Oh,
Yay!
Pilamayaye. Yes, Pilamayaye. Yeah, I can do a closing song too, but I know that my cousin Clovia is on, but it's her father that was my teacher.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So, but they used to always play a song on Kili during December. And it was the LNI basketball song. That's what everybody knows it as. But
mhm,
I think that because of the words, I think that it doesn't say LNI, but it says basketball.
mhm.
Boy, but I know that the boys and the girls, like my coworkers, her daughter just got finished with her season from did she get finished with her season? For the Raiders, Stevens Raiders, and
Oh,
we were
nice.
we were cheering her daughter on 'cause she's like really good. But but I wanted to sing that because it's like nobody sings it, and maybe they don't want nobody to sing it, but
Maybe they forgot,
yeah, yeah,
that's
but
all. A lot of them forgot to cheer these songs. They talk about encouragement, and you don't
mhm,
always just sing at ceremony, or and when people pass on and stuff like that. You sing in the good times, and celebrate that too.
yeah, yeah,
So maybe they
exactly.
just forgot.
Yeah. But this here is a basket. It's a used for encouragement for the basketball players, and it's like when the families it brings the families together, and coming from a school, how they have to defend their school, and it's a basketball player song. So I'll do two verses, and then I guess that we'll call it. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. Hey, ha, hey, ah, hey, ha, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. Hey, hey, ah, ya, hey, oh, hey. Hey, ha, hey, ah, hey, ha, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. Yo. Kapshka hokshila ki plechi apoyo he nitakuye ki gawita he au Elohe o waya wa o na ye Tapshkawiya ke bridge apoyo he. Nitakuye ki kawita he a uelo he. O waya wao na chicha. Oh, yogi big te loyo he. And that's for the basketball.
I can't even go high. There's a couple comments. Hey, I'll have to read it in mail. I'm not used to talking it. So Jeremy Red Eagle said, Nina Wopira Odowang Hena Upia Ahiyaye Onahu Washte Do.
Oh, salamat.
For me, it feels weird to read the mail comments. And then from Facebook Live, Cheta Ohuntu on Facebook. Lila Taya Woyaglake Tojan Lila Pila Unyapi.
Salamat.
Oh, so
Phobia.
I'm just leaving this show with good feels in my chante, Naomi. Keep in touch. It was great to see you. Those of you tune in tomorrow. I have Gerald Zephyr. He sings with Bad Nation. He's part of the Czech Pause there, and he'll be talking about his experience with teaching Dakota. And then Friday night I have the myth, the legend, Earl Bullhead coming on too. So he'll be the one to wrap up the winter camp series. Everybody have a good evening, and we're appreciative and grateful to have you as a resource and teaching our youth for the up and coming generations, Naomi. Have a good night, everyone, and thanks, Mashke.
Thanks. Doksha.
Yep, Doksha.